Good evening. Well, I think the evening's going rather well for you, is it not? What do I mean? I mean how you've been having such a lovely evening with our cleric over there. You two seem to be rather cozy together. Extremely cozy. But don't let me stop you. That's where you want to be. Sure, whatever you say, darling. Whatever makes you feel better. Nothing. It's just an observation that I made while you two were obnoxiously laughing for the past 12 minutes. But go on. If you'd like to spend your evenings with someone else, I won't stop you. Me? What's going on with me? Well, I don't know if this is news to you, darling. But I don't like to share. It wasn't like that. Please, spare me. I saw how you laughed with her, all giddily and happily. I'm not blind, and neither are you. But really, she's not that bad. Even though she can't get all those twigs out of her hair. I mean, seriously. They've been there for days. It's rather ghastly, if you ask me. Wait, what? What did you just say? I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you quite correctly. Would you care to repeat that again? Jealous? You think I'm jealous of her? Have you seen me? Really? I am an absolute goddess carved from marble. And you think I'm jealous of our rugged cleric? I don't think so. What I think is that you're trying to have your cake and eat it too, and I'll tell you that is not happening, darling. So what I suggest is that you go back to where you really want to be. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and polish my fangs. I haven't had much spare time around here as of recent. When someone says, if you'll excuse me, that means they're leaving the conversation. I know you're not blind, but I didn't take you for being absolutely deaf. Well, I really don't care if you're not done talking to me, because this is my tent, and I don't want you in it. Oh, you don't think that's true, darling? Do you really even know what I want? What I really want is you outside my tent, being 5 octaves lower than you and that cleric were being about 15 minutes ago. It's rather ear-splitting, really. So, if you'll excuse me, and when I say that, that means it's time for you to go. What do you mean, no? You can't say no. When I say I'm done talking, that means I'm done talking. There's not much more to talk about, really. It appears that you fancy the cleric more than me, which is completely fine. I really don't care. I don't care that you like her more than me, because I am an absolute prize. So why would I care if you like her? It doesn't really affect me in any way now, does it? But you don't like her. Will you stop lying to me? I'm not lying to you. Yes, no, I really don't care. As I said, it doesn't matter to me. You can do whatever you wish. I'm not angry. I'm just... Alright, fine. I'm a little perturbed. Why do I think you like her? Because you have so much in common with her. Your guys' interests and hobbies. I can see clear as day that you two get along swimmingly. And I just don't want to be strung along for the ride. If you really like her, fine. Just don't lie to me about it, at the very least. Really? You prefer me? Are you sure it's not because of my charming nature, my alluring red eyes, and the way I'm able to somehow make people go silent in the best way? I know what I am. To be a vampire, you have to be charming. You want to be invited into a place. You want people to not fear you. And if you need a midnight snack, well, it comes in handy. I am what I am. I know it. And I know that things don't last. And, gosh, I hate this. Being vulnerable with someone is absolutely nauseating. But just as you said, I've really grown to like you too. More than I care to wish to say. So I just don't want to be cast aside when you realize that all this beauty and good looks is not really worth it in the end. Darling, you know I love praise. And are you sure you mean that? More than just a pretty face, hmm? Well, yes, I am quite skilled in that, I suppose. Caring, really? No one's really ever used that on me before, as an adjective. Well, yes, I really don't need to sleep all that much, so I thought, why not just keep a little watchful eye over everyone, including you? But, alright, I get what you mean. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, you really don't like the cleric? All right, I believe you. And I'm sorry for accusing you of all those things. It's just how I've learned to cope over the years. They say with time you become more wise. But I beg to question that. You know, I lived more years than many of you in this camp. And yet I still learn something new every day. I have you to thank for that. No, I really mean it. I meant it when I said you were one of the first people who gave me the time of day. Or night, you're correct. But many never really saw past the looks. Even though they are really good looks, aren't they? But no one ever really has. Never cared to really know me. Whatever me even is. Over the years, I feel like I've lost myself a little bit. Carrying on a persona versus really what I feel in my heart. No, never really said that out loud to anyone. This feels rather odd. See, look what you're doing to me. Being all vulnerable like this and saying what's actually on my mind. It's disgusting. But it's also really nice. You scare me in the best way. So, is this a confession of yours? You really like me? Well, I suppose I can accept. Oh, darling, hush. I already know I said I liked you, but please just play along. But yes, of course I do. I know before I said that, having inter-team relationships could get rather messy. But I have a feeling that this time it's going to be much different. Now, usually, I don't really ask. I usually let the forces of romance let it happen naturally. But for some reason, I feel inclined to ask. Can I kiss you? Well, speak up, darling. I can't really hear you. Was that a yes? Oh, I thought so. Your lips are so warm. So much so that I might have to steal another kiss later. But not right now. I want to burn this moment into my memory. So no matter how many lifetimes I live, I will never forget.